Hey guys, today I'm sharing some of my favorite ab exercises that you can do in group fitness classes if you have diastasis recti. It's also referred to as DR, and that is abnormal ab separation, usually wider than 2 fingers, but it doesn't really matter how wide the gap is. It's if you have a loss of function or if you have symptoms. So I highly recommend seeking out a women's health physical therapist. It'll help you so much. I did PT for 8 months and I still had to have surgery, so I'm no stranger to modifying. So I thought I'd share some of my favorite ab exercises that you can do safely while everyone else around you might be doing more traditional ab moves. So here we go. The first one is diaphragmatic breathing, and when in doubt, this is just a gold star exercise that you can do. And I found that if people are doing ab movements, they're not looking around to see what everyone else is doing, so don't worry about modifying, never be afraid to do what's safe for your body. But basically, you're gonna just plant your body into the floor, knees are bent. You're gonna take a big inhale, and I want you to think about your belly like it's an umbrella. So you're gonna fill up the umbrella. So big inhale, feel the ribs expand from the sides, and then as you exhale, you're gonna push all the air out, and that belly button is gonna drop down to the spine, and you're also gonna lift up that pelvic floor. So a lot of people think the pelvic floor is just a contraction, but it's also a contraction and a lift. So you inhale to fill your belly, and exhale, blow out the air, everything comes in, and you feel that pelvic floor lift. So this is a great, safe exercise you can do. I like to do this one before bed. Another one of my favorites, you're just gonna do some toe drops. So anytime you do any type of core work, especially if you have ab separation, you wanna make sure that your belly is not pushing out. So if you're doing something and you feel it push, push, push each time you do it, that's a good cue to scale it back. So I'm gonna keep everything pulled in nice and tight, and my couch is in the way there. And you're gonna drop one toe down towards the floor, and then exhale to bring it back up. So you drop it down, and exhale. And that's a more advanced move if you want something to start off with. Instead, start with your feet on the floor, and then you're just gonna march, lifting one leg up and lower, lift, inhale, exhale, lower. So making sure you're breathing and making sure that core stays nice and supported and stabilized the whole time. So another great one, you're gonna plant your feet on the floor, just some floor bridges. You're just gonna exhale, squeeze that booty, peel those hips off the floor, keep your upper back grounded into the floor, and then lower down with control. Inhale, and then exhale to push up. And you'll do that right there. So those are some of my favorites. Another one, you'll just have your knees up right here, and you can just do little scissors. So if they're doing bicycles or really like straight leg scissors, this is a good option instead, keeping that core pulled in nice and tight, and make sure you're not holding your breath. All right, we'll come on up. So if they're doing a plank and you know that is too much for your core, you can always modify by placing your hands on something sturdy, popping up right here. You can also do this with your hands on a wall. Make sure your spine is nice and straight. Or if you're on the floor, knees are on the floor, push those hips down so that your spine is really long. Keep the core pulled in. Make sure you breathe, don't hold your breath. So that's another one of my favorites. You can also do some cat-cows. Inhale to gaze up, drop your belly, exhale, round the spine, gaze up towards your belly button, pull the belly in. Inhale, and exhale. Another good one is Spinal Balance. So you'll just extend one leg, reach the opposite arm out. Hopefully you don't have a couch there. And then lower down, and then switch. If they're doing any type of side plank, I always like to just drop my bottom knee, and you'll be right here for your side plank. It's a nice modification. You can still do the leg lifts, anything else they might be doing right here, any twist right here. So just make sure that bottom knee is down. You don't want to overwork your obliques, because if you think about it, you really want everything to come back to center. So if you're making these really super strong, what they're gonna do is they're gonna pull it back out again. So really just focus on stabilization, pelvic floor, breathing, and I hope that this was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions. See you later.